Hello. Since it is about to be fall, I thought I would do a fall TBR. I haven't done a book video in a while, and obviously I love to read. And I have actually saved a lot of books to read during the fall time, so I thought I would show you all what I plan on reading. I thought I would do a realistic amount of books as well, because I always plan on reading a lot more than I actually have time for. And since I'm a student, don't really have much time to read. I have compiled a little stack that I hope I can get to, because I also have been recently just been reading on my Kindle, because I pay for Kindle Unlimited and none of the books that I actually want to read are on there. I end up reading the most random books. Sure, a lot of them turn out to be very good, but I have a billion books that I have bought that I have yet to get to, and I keep pushing off because of my Kindles. I'm gonna try to read physical books again, because I miss reading physical books and I really want to read the books that I own, because I love buying books, so I should probably read them too. I'm going to start with the book I'm currently reading. This one actually doesn't have anything to do with fall, but I'm reading Homesick for Another World by Ottessa Moshfegh. Ottessa Moshfegh has ended up being one of my favorite authors. I think the only books I still have of hers to read is this one and Miklou. Besides that, I think I have read every other one of her books and I've loved them all. This one is a short story collection, so I've just kind of been picking it up and starting a new story whenever I'm in the mood for it. I'm like that far in. I haven't picked this up in a while. I think I'm gonna read one of the stories today. But so far I'm really enjoying this. There's a bunch of different stories about different characters. My favorite story so far in here probably would have had to have been Malibu, because I tabbed two things from it. So okay, the next book I want to read is Elvis and Me by Priscilla Presley. I probably Beaulieu. I don't know how to pronounce that. I bought this because the Priscilla movie by Sofia Coppola is coming out November 3rd. Obviously I'm gonna be in the theaters on November 3rd. I love Sofia Coppola, but I also love to read books before watching a movie. So obviously I want to read this first. This will probably be my next book I actually pick up, because November 3rd is coming up. I mean, October just started, but next thing you know, it'll be November. So this is basically just about her life from her side, which I would love to read. Don't know much about that whole situation, but I do know that it wasn't good because she was a child. I just want to know like what her actual story was before watching the movie. The next book I want to read is In the Miso Soup by Ryo Murakami. Did I say that right? Probably not. I just went to a horror bookstore and read the back of this book and it sounded pretty interesting, so I picked it up. Obviously October is the time to read a horror book, so if there was going to be a time to read this book, I think it's October. I do love horror books all year round. Horror novels are probably one of my favorite genres. I don't really remember much about what this was about. I never really know much about books before getting into them. Serial killers, Tokyo. That's all I needed to know, and that's why I picked it up. And it looks like it's gonna be a short, easy read. The font is really small. The next book I want to pick up this fall is Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. I actually have yet to read a Dostoevsky book. My sister reads all the philosophy books and she likes Dostoevsky, so. And I also have a lot of Dostoevsky books. I have like, I think every single book from this edition, because I bought them for my sister for Christmas and then they accidentally sent 2 copies of everything, so I kept a copy for myself. So I'm like, I really need to delve into his work. And also I feel like fall time for me is the time to be studious and pretentious, because it's back to school, Rory Gilmore, need I say more? Okay, the next book I want to read I've had, I think since actually Christmas time, so almost a year. And when I bought it I was so excited to read it, and then for some reason I never picked it up. I mean, that's just what happens sometimes when you buy books and you buy too many books and you can't keep up with all the books you buy. But that is Slewfoot by Brom. I don't know, A Tale of Bewitchery. This book seems fantastic. There's some pictures in here which like unreal. So obviously the book has to do with witchcraft. What better time to read this than October? Also, I love reading about anything like witchy. I also love books that have pictures in them as well, because I feel like it really helps you get into the world and helps you envision the world that the author wants you to see. So, and obviously I love art. I'm an art student. I just want to pick up every book right now, but I can't do it. I'm so busy. We're nearing the end here, but the next book that I need to pick up is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. How I haven't read this book yet, I don't know. It's crazy. Obviously everyone loves this book, dark academia. I did start reading this, but I was reading it on my phone on Scribd, and while I was reading it, there was so many things I wanted to tab, and I was like, I need to own the physical edition. Like, I need to read this physically because I want to tab so many things in here. So then I eventually bought the book. I forced myself to stop reading it on Scribd, and then I never picked up the physical book. I probably have read like 100 pages of this book and loved it. I just need to read it and finish it. Sorry, I keep moving. The way I was sitting is not comfortable and I'm in a lot of pain right now. But anyways, if you've been on TikTok, if you've ever been on Book Talk, everyone has praised this book. Everyone has read this book, but not me. So I really need to get to it, and I'm hoping fall is the time. You know, I picked a really doable fall reading list. I can definitely get to all these books, and I plan to, and I hope I do. Okay, last book that I want to read this fall is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. An actual classic. This is a horror classic. I actually ended up picking this up because, first of all, in the past 2 years I've been reading a lot more classics, but then I also watched, obviously, The Haunting of Hill House show. I mean, who hasn't seen it? I love the show. It is so good. I actually am going to rewatch it soon because it's October. But the show is incredible, so I want to read the book it was based off of. Basically, with any book that has been adapted into a TV show or movie, I'm like, I need to read the book because I just want to know more of the story. Obviously, you're gonna get more of the actual story from the book. What might be fun for me is reading the book and then rewatching the show. I think that could be a great time for me. And that's it. That is my fall reading list. I'm super excited to get to every single one of these books, and let me know down below what book you're most excited to read this fall. I would love to know, so maybe I can add more books to my fall reading list. Anyways, with that, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.